Hi everybody. I am so sorry that I am not able to be here for class today. Unfortunately, I am in Cleveland at my grandmother's funeral right now. She was 95 and one heck of a spunky lady. I have a very strong feeling that you guys and her would have gotten along very well. Anyway, I'm not there, so you guys are lucky enough to have Miss Stockslager with you. She is the best English teacher here at the college. So she will easily be able to help you understand our first chapter on pre-writing. To this end, let's get started with our work for today. The first thing I want you to do is think about those 3 questions from the reading guide. We're going to use the ideas from those 3 questions to answer 3 case study questions in class. So go ahead and get into groups. Please make sure that you put your answers onto the small whiteboards as you go along. And if you do not have a marker, let Miss Stockslager know and she will gladly get you one. Okay, let's check out this case study. Take a moment to read question number 1. With our understanding of what a finished essay should do and what its ultimate goal is, explain the following questions for a paper that asks you to introduce yourself to your professors and classmates. The first paper for this class is to write a 3 to 4 page introduction about yourself to your professor and students. Please do not think you need to start this paper immediately. We will be working on it in little chunks, so there are no concerns and no need to stress. Right now, I just want you to focus on these questions in this case study for right now. Specifically for question 1, I want you to think about A through E. A, why do you think you would be asked to write this paper? B, what topics would be appropriate for the paper? C, what topics would be inappropriate? D, is this an academic paper? And E, what do you think the goal is for a paper that asks you to introduce yourself? Now I want you to take a moment to read the second question. The topic of introduce yourself is very large, almost overwhelming. Take a few minutes to come up with categories of topics you would write about. Again, you want to be general with these categories. For your paper, you will be asked to write 3 to 4 pages introducing yourself. Think about how many possible topics you might need to talk about per page in a 3 to 4 page paper, and put it into a general outline. So question 2 asks you to mimic what we did with our dead people from Tuesday. With the dead people, we made a list of a whole bunch of people and then created large categories. This time, I'm wanting you to work in reverse. I want you to work with your groups to identify a large group of possible categories that you could write about. Remember, the categories are not specific, like we did with Martin Luther King Jr. or Mother Teresa or Steve Irwin. Instead, what I want you to do is keep your topics general. Like we turned Mother Teresa and Martin Luther King Jr. into inspirational leaders. Or we took Michael Jackson and Steve Irwin and gave them the category name of entertainers from Tuesday's class. Once you have done this, I then want you to work to organize your ideas into the outline that we practiced on Tuesday. Ms. Stockslager will put up a slide for you to review in just a few moments to help you with this process. Finally, I want you to read question number 3. Share the 3 pump primer techniques you chose with each of your group mates. This should give you a list of 3 to 9 possible pump primer topics. As a group, choose 3 to specifically work with, the ones you all understand and like the most. Once you have chosen, I want you to use each of these techniques to brainstorm and begin developing ideas from your introduce yourself outline you created in question number 2. I want everyone in your group to share your pump primer techniques. Say that one 5 times fast. And then I want you to specifically pick 3 of them and brainstorm the categories you chose in question 2. If you finish this, go ahead and put it into your outline. And just so you know, if you do this, you might need to rewrite your outline because you're going to be adding more details to it. And this is perfectly fine. Your outline should grow and become more complicated as you think through your paper. Okay, If you are fortunate enough to finish all 3 of these questions and there's still some time left, what I want you to start doing is working on your Chapter 2 reading guide, which Ms. Doxlager will have to pass out to you. You guys can pull out a textbook and start to dive in on the questions so that when you complete the online reading guide, it'll be that much easier for you. And lastly, I will put a copy of this recording available to you later today. It'll be sent out as an announcement to you. So have a great weekend and thank you for being you, and I will see you on Tuesday.